Taiwan's military conducts immediate combat readiness exercise. Taiwan's recall movement grows, Qiaoxin at risk. Hualien County faces legal troubles over mineral tax increase. Angry protests after North Macedonia nightclub disaster. Hong Kong property tycoon Shau-kee dies at 97. Prada severs ties with South Korean actor Soo-hyun. Comcast expands Olympic partnership. NASA astronauts returning to Earth after being stranded on ISS.
Hello, I'm Wade Lee. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Wednesday, March 19th, Certified Nurses Day, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan's news, Taiwan's military launched a week-long immediate combat readiness exercise on March 17th. The exercise, which simulates wartime scenarios, involved all branches of the military. The Navy deployed the ROCS Tuoqiang for cross-region support. The Air Force flew F-16Vs for air defense, and Army armed vehicles were deployed despite rain. This exercise served as a precursor to the annual Hanguang drills. As Taiwan's recall movement spreads, 35 KMT legislators are in the second stage of recall petitions. Among them, Taiwan's徐巧芯is at risk, with 57% of survey voters supporting her recall, surpassing the required threshold of 25%. Former Hualien County Mayor Fu Quanqi faces controversy over a sevenfold increase in mineral extraction taxes. A lawsuit led to the county government losing, with over 200 million NT dollars in tax refund ordered. Investigations are underway into possible extortion by county officials. And in global news, thousands of people have protested in the North Macedonian town of Kokani, demanding justice and action against corruption after a nightclub fire killed 59 people. The Pulse nightclub was packed with fans watching DNK, a popular hip-hop band, when sparks from flares apparently set a patch of the ceiling ablaze. About 20 people have been detained for questioning over the disaster, including the nightclub owner and some former government ministers. Many believe that corruption allowed the improvised venue to operate with inadequate safety measures.
So many kids died here because of that corruption. We don't want it here, guys.
More than 160 people were injured in the blaze, including 45 who suffered very serious injuries. At the protest rally, the uncle of a 19-year-old man who died said, "Those scenes should never be repeated." A group of teenagers targeted a bar, smashing windows and ransacking it, believing it to belong to the Pulse Club owner. There were 500 people inside the venue at the time, well over capacity for the 250 tickets sold. Officials say the club's license had been obtained illegally and the venue was a converted carpet warehouse, whose single emergency exit was locked at the time. There were just 2 fire extinguishers and no fire alarm or sprinkler system.
Hong Kong property tycoon Shau-kee, who was once the richest man in Asia, has died at the age of 97. The announcement was made by his property firm Henderson Land Development, of which he was chairman for more than 40 years. The company said in a statement that Lee had died in the company of his family but did not specify a cause. He was one of the city's richest men. In February, Forbes put his net worth at just under $30 billion. He established Sang Hong Kai Properties, one of the city's largest property developers, in 1958, alongside 2 other founders.
Lee was born in China's southern Guangdong province and moved to Hong Kong as a young man, where he began his business career in gold and foreign currency exchange before switching to real estate. Lee, who was nicknamed Uncle Four as he was the 4th eldest of his siblings, then struck out on his own in 1976 and founded Henderson Land Development. In 1996, he was named the richest man in Asia and the world's 4th wealthiest person. He was also a philanthropist and made significant contributions to educational centers and programs aimed at job development. In 2007, he was awarded Hong Kong's highest honor, the Grand Bauhinia Medal, in recognition of his contributions to society.
brands, including Prada, have cut ties with South Korean actor Kim Soo-hyun amid controversy over his relationship with actress Kim Se-ron, who was found dead in February. The 37-year-old actor, who gained popularity in South Korea and China for his role in the hit South Korean drama series My Love from the Star and Queen of Tears, have been accused of dating Kim Se-ron when she was underage. Dinto, a South Korean cosmetic brand, also announced it was ending its advertising contract with Kim.
Luxury fashion group Prada 1913 F said it mutually decided to end its collaboration with Kim when asked in a client service chat on Monday. It did not elaborate further. The company stated on Saturday, "We have determined that there are substantial grounds rendering the fulfillment of the advertising contract unfeasible." Kim Soo-hyun's agency, gold medalist, referred to a statement given on Friday, where it denied claims that the two were in a relationship dating back to 2015, when Kim Se-ron was a minor. She was also managed by the agency, but her contract was not renewed in 2022, the same year she was involved in a drunk driving incident.
Comcast and the International Olympic Committee have agreed on a new deal that expands the company's broadcast reach and extends its media rights for the Olympic Games through 2036. In last week's news release, the committee said that roughly $3 billion agreement elevates Comcast from a media right holder to a strategic partner. Comcast and the organization will collaborate on broadcast infrastructure, in-venue distribution, and U.S. digital advertising, among other areas.
IOC President Thomas Bach said in the announcement, "This agreement with Comcast is groundbreaking because it goes far beyond the traditional media rights agreement we have had for many years with our valued partner. The media landscape is evolving rapidly, and by partnering with one of the world's leading media and technology companies, we will ensure that fans in the U.S. can experience the Olympic Games like never before." Comcast's previous agreement with the Olympic Committee was set to expire after the 2032 Olympics in Brisbane, Australia. The new deal grants Comcast the rights to broadcast the 2034 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City as well as the 2036 Summer Olympics.
Two NASA astronauts stranded aboard the International Space Station since last summer have finally returned back to Earth on Tuesday, more than 9 months after the failure of Boeing's Pioneer Starline capsule disrupted their original scheduled week-long mission. The spacecraft splashed down somewhere off the Florida coast at about 6 p.m. Eastern Time, following a 17-hour descent, with mission manager determining the precise location after assessing weather conditions.
We came up prepared to stay long, even though we planned to stay short. That's what we do in human spaceflight. That's what your nation's human spaceflight program is all about, planning for unknown, unexpected contingencies.
Williams and Wilmore arrived at the ISS on the 6th of June last year, intending to stay just long enough to evaluate Starliner's docking and operational capabilities during its first crewed flight and return home no more than 10 days later. However, a series of technical issues and safety concerns led NASA and Boeing to send the capsule back to Earth empty in September. In the months since, their odyssey has become something of a political football, with SpaceX founder Elon Musk insisting, without evidence, that they were abandoned by the Biden administration, while Trump has attempted to portray last week's long-scheduled routine crew rotation flight as a special rescue mission ordered by the White House.
The answer for yesterday was A, deportation. The government ordered the deportation of the illegal immigrants. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Angry protests after North Macedonia nightclub disaster. Number 1, inadequate, 不足的. The safety measures were deemed inadequate to prevent the disaster. Number 2, improvise, 临时应变. We had to improvise when we realized we forgot the key materials for the presentation. Number 3, ransack, 洗劫抢劫. The thieves ransacked the house, taking everything of value. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer will you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section, and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. Certified Nurses Day is a special occasion that recognizes the dedication of nurses who have gone above and beyond to achieve board certification in their specialties. These certifications signify advanced knowledge in specific areas like critical care, pediatrics, and oncology, reflecting a commitment to excellence in patient care. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Wei Li, your host. I'll see you next time.